Magandang araw po sa inyo. Welcome sa isa na namang episode ng online series ni Inang Pamantasan kung saan ang pagkatuto ay walang hangganan. Ito ang PNU Talks. Ako si Roxanne Tagyambayan at ako ang inyong Learning from Home buddy para sa episode na ito. Ngayong araw ay pag-uusapan natin ang Iloko and Ibanag False Cognates. When you hear Spanish saying the word centro, even if you didn't know how to speak the language or nobody explains to you the meaning of it, you would probably think that centro is something that you already know. Does it mean center? Yes, you're right. Cognates are words that tend to look, mean, and sound the same in two or more languages, and they may even be spelled the same way. In linguistics, cognates are words that have a common etymological origin. Cognates are often inherited from a shared parent language, but they may also involve borrowing from some other language. True cognates are words that share the same root and are very similar in spelling and have the same meaning, while false cognate is a word that appears to be related to another word but in fact is not, as it is not derived from the same roots. Spanish, French, and Italian languages are cognates because they are of same Latin origin. In the Philippines, there are some 120 to 187 languages spoken. Well, that depends on the method of classification we use. Almost all are Malayo-Polynesian languages native to the archipelago. A number of Spanish-influenced Creole varieties, generally called Chavacano, are also spoken in certain communities. There are 8 major languages in the Philippines, which are Bicol, Cebuano, Hiligaynon or Ilonggo, Iloko or Ilokano, Kapampangan, Pangasinan, Tagalog, and Waray. And all of these are Austronesian languages. Austronesian is a family of languages spanning from Southeast Asia to westernmost islands of the Pacific. Austronesian is not only geographically large, but it also contains over 1,200 of the world's languages. Formosan and Malayo-Polynesian are its subgroups, and Iloko, or Ilokano, is classified under Malayo-Polynesian family. Iloko, Ilokano, or Ilokano is the third largest ethno-linguistic group in the Philippines. I, which is from, and Look, which means bay, and Ano, which is a Spanish for native of, thus people of the bay. The major Ilocano provinces are Ilocos Sur, Ilocos Norte, and although many other neighboring regions or provinces speak the language, like Isabela in Cagayan Valley. Ibanag is a member of the Northern Luzon branch of the Philippine language family. It is spoken in Cagayan and Isabela provinces in the Cagayan Valley region of Northern Luzon. The Ibanag originated in the region around the mouth of Cagayan River. I means people and Banag means river. As what I mentioned a while back, we will study the cognates there are in the 2 languages spoken by the people of Cagayan Valley, Iloko or Ilokano, and Ibanag. When an Ilokano hears the word taki, he might think of something gross, ew. While when an Ibanag hears it, he might casually say, it's part of my body. That is just an example of a word that is present in both languages. Do you want to learn some more? I invited friends Gil Greggy Cabrillas, who is an Ilocano native speaker, to give us examples of Iloko words, and Miss Rejoice Cayaba Pascual, an Ibanag native speaker, to give us examples of Ibanag words. These words they are about to share are present in both languages. Mr. Gil Greggy Cabrillas is a teacher at Difun National High School in Quirino. Mrs. Rejoice Cayaba Pascua is a teacher at Isabela School of Arts and Trades in Ilagan City.
Dapan. Nasiitan ti dapan ko, idinapanak nagiwayway itinwang.
Dapan, D-A-P-A-N. Dapan is your sleeping mat. So when we use this in Ibanag sentence for dapan, we have iaplag mo nga na, iddapan, tamakatrugtang nga na. Or in English, it's spread out the sleeping mat for us to sleep on.
Takki. Diiyat ket kasla takki. Saan mo ang mabalin a pagayayaman?
Takki, which is feet or foot. So when we use it in Ibanag, we say, mabaggaw ka to takki no nagafu ka talawan. Which is, in English, wash your feet if you came from outside.
Ikan. Gumatang kayon itila kumi nga ikan.
Ikan. Viand in Ibanag. Other Ibanag native speakers use ikan as a fish. Masingo, niluto ni inno nga ikan pangma. Or, in English, we say, the viand or the fish mother cooked for lunch is delicious.
5. Ngayon namon ti 5 daytoy kwartak tapno makagatangak iti milk tea.
5. Hand. So we say, inomokan ni Andrew ilima ni Juana. In English, Andrew kissed Jane's hand.
Kasta. Dagiti babae ket gagangay asin si Dibo na kadawyanda. No kasta nga rod, santay nga aramid iti kagurada.
Kasta or beauty. In Ibanag, we say, duma ikasta na bulan no tiyempo na pato. Or, the moon's beauty is extraordinary in summer.
You need to be very careful on how to use them. You can find true cognates, which are words in two languages that can have similar meaning, spelling, and even pronunciation. On the contrary, false cognates are very tricky as they might look or sound very similar in one language but with different meaning. Between Ibanag and Ilokano languages, you can find many words that are actually false cognates. According to Sabino, in the study False Cognates and Deceptive Cognates, Issues to Build the Special Dictionary, false cognates are lexical units that belong to two or more different languages and which, despite deriving from two completely different etyma, have converged to have the same or almost the same spelling or similar pronunciation, even though their semantic value are entirely different. In other words, false cognates are words which have the same or very similar form in at least two languages, but which have different meanings in each. Before I give you more examples, I would like to remind you all that we have language varieties. This applies within Iloko language as well as in Ibanag language. The terms, meanings, and distributions of Iloko and Ibanag languages were collected from and verified by native speakers of said languages, although there may be varieties of these words in different groups of Iloko-speaking and Ibanag-speaking people. The following are false cognates that are identical. They have similar stress and pronunciation. Our first word is kari. In Ibanag, kari is an interrogative expression meaning, is that so? While in Iloko, kari is a noun which means a promise or vow. Next word, karu. In Ibanag, it is an adjective which means many or much. While in Iloko, it is a noun which means anything in excess that expresses a negative idea. Makunam. In Ibanag, it is an adjective which means cloudy, while in Iloko, it is a verb which means you may say. In the video that I have shown you, the words kasta, dapan, lima belong to this classification, identical false cognates. There are also false cognates that are partially different in that they differ in stress or in one or two phonemes, like these words. In Ibanag, this is a noun which is stressed on the second syllable, amo, which means father, amo. While in Iloko, this is a verb which is stressed on the first syllable, and it means no, amo, amo. The next word is, in Ibanag, this is an adverb which is stressed on the second syllable, and it means no, ari, ari. And in Iloko, this is a noun which is stressed on the first syllable, which means king, ari, ari. The next word is, In Ibanag, this is a verb which is stressed on the second syllable, which means to eat. Kuman. Kuman. While in Iloko language, this is a noun which is stressed on the first syllable, which means rice field or corn field. Kuman. Kuman. There are many more Iloko and Ibanag terms or words that have to be studied, like the words patu, that for Ibanags, it means hot, while for Ilokanos, it means duck. And if there is a difference between the word lapau, which means flower in the Ibanag language, while in the Iloko language, lapau is a kind of creeper with flowers resembling kamote blossoms. Or the word sitan in Ibanag, which means thorny. Sitan in Iloko language, which is a variety of duwatan, which means we or our turn or the two of us. It is so interesting to learn about what goes on in our local language. One of the factors of our difficulty in learning another language is our tendency to transfer the form and meaning of our own language or dialect to another, not only in speaking but also in understanding these words. This can be a basis in understanding more what goes on within the language and in considering instances on how to help second language learners learn another language. I-comment ang inyong mga katanungan o puro-puro tungkol sa ating episode ngayong araw. Please don't forget to like and share. Sa muli, ako si Roxanne Tagyambayan at sumainyo ang PNU Talks. Thank you!